Have you ever walked past a swamp, looked at those tall brown spikes, and thought, just weeds? That plant is cattail, Typha latifolia, and most people have no idea that for centuries it had another name, the supermarket of the swamp. Not a metaphor, literally. In a world without grocery stores, pharmacies, or food delivery, this plant could provide almost everything a human needed to survive: food, warmth, materials, even something close to flour. Cattail grows where most crops fail: in water, wetlands, flooded zones, where wheat won't grow, where gardens are destroyed by rising water, where the land looks useless. But that's exactly where people found food. Beneath the water, under layers of mud, lies its real secret: thick rhizomes packed with starch. And this isn't trivial. During famine, people dug them up, cleaned them, dried them, and ground them. The result was a coarse flour, not a delicacy, but calories. And calories mean life. In spring, cattail offers another opportunity. Young shoots, pale, tender, crisp, can be eaten raw or boiled. Some call them Cossack asparagus. The taste is mild, but in times of scarcity, that means greens, fiber, trace minerals. Then there's the pollen. Bright yellow pollen from the male flower spikes can be collected in dry weather. It was mixed into other flour. It increased the nutritional value, added protein. Modern research confirms that Typha rhizomes contain significant carbohydrates, while the pollen contains protein compounds. This isn't folklore, it's ethnobotany. Indigenous peoples of North America, communities across Europe and Asia, they all knew this plant. It wasn't exotic, it was survival technology. But food is only half the story. The dried leaves were woven into mats, roofing, insulation for walls. The fluffy seed heads were used as stuffing, for bedding, for insulating clothing. Imagine a world without factories, without synthetics, without polyester, and in front of you stands a plant that provides warmth. Now ask yourself, how many times have you walked past cattail without realizing you were looking at one of the most versatile plants in nature? Why don't we know this? Why do schools teach us about corn and wheat, but not about a plant that grows on its own, without cultivation? І чи справді він може стати резервною їжею у кризовому світі? Cattail didn't disappear because it stopped being useful. It disappeared because we stopped needing it. Once agriculture became industrial, food moved into fields, factories, and supply chains. Wheat, corn, and soy could be planted in perfect rows and harvested by machines. Cattail couldn't. It grows in wetlands, unpredictable, muddy, inefficient for large-scale farming. You can't easily industrialize a swamp, so it faded from importance, from survival tool to background plant. But there's another reason. Modern society lost practical ecological knowledge. Most people today couldn't confidently identify edible cattail in the wild, and that matters. Because cattail absorbs whatever is in the water around it. In clean wetlands, that's fine. In polluted areas, it can mean heavy metals, chemicals, runoff. This plant is powerful, but it requires awareness. You must know the location, the season, how to process the rhizomes correctly. Wild food isn't dangerous, ignorance is. So could cattail become a real backup food in a crisis? In small-scale emergencies? Absolutely. Its rhizomes are calorie-dense. Its young shoots are edible. Its pollen adds nutrients to flour. It won't replace modern agriculture, but it can supplement survival. And that's the key idea. Cattail represents redundancy, a second layer of resilience. Nature builds backup systems, multiple food options, multiple materials. Modern systems prioritize efficiency. Nature prioritizes survival. The real question isn't whether we will start eating cattail again, It's this. If supply chains stopped tomorrow, would you recognize food growing at the edge of a pond? Sometimes survival doesn't require invention. It requires memory,